we are gonna get active. Let's
Last I saw,
see.
there was only like a couple people waiting, so we'll see.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna go live from my own TV real quick, and
Okay.
as people come in, welcome to the Jaguar Wright Tell-A-Thon. I guess you could say it's hosted by Real Life Street Stars. We're doing this like what was that show? What was that show back on HBO, Jag, that used to come out? It was it had like Billy Crystal. Uh, it was like a Red Cross HBO special. Like I forgot the name of it.
You talking about the March of
Um,
Dimes? No, I'm joking. I'm
no, no, not the
joking.
March of Dimes. It was like a Red
It
Cross
was
thing
a
that they used to
joke.
really.
That was a
Yeah.
big joke.
Oh, it's a March of Dimes. I remember the name of it, but as people come in, I want to welcome the world. Uh, it's been a while since Jaguar Wright has been on the platform as far as telling her truth. And I said for this event, I want to take time to not do an interview with Jaguar Wright. I said we want to see as far as we have these conversations. We've been doing these virtual interviews. Anybody who is in and around the YouTube sphere, the Jaguar Writer sphere, or even in Dallas, they kind of know your story as far as your history of coming from Philly, staying in Dallas for a while. You've been all over the place, but of course, the last time you were here, it was very, very. I want to say, what's the word? Volatile as far as.
Tumultuous.
There you go. We'll use that. We'll use that. And a lot of things was taking place, of course, with your ex, with everything that was happening. And of course, it ended with this situation that happened that it got blown so out of proportion that it has you to where you cannot visit Dallas safely or any place
Well,
safely without, worrying about someone trying to either one, set you up or do anything of that nature to see your truth get silenced. So we said we want to have this Jaguar Tell-A-Thon, which is I thought I said I'm gonna spell it Tell-A-Thon just to try to bring people in, but it's really just a conversation that we're gonna have in hopes that, of course, the GoFundMe that we have posted on the bottom of the screen, Jaguar Wright has a goal of getting to a certain amount to basically take care of those legal fees to get her
seventy-five
traveling. If y'all
thousand
want to,
is the actual goal. Just to be clear,
25,000.
75,000 is the actual goal. The way GoFundMe encouraged us to set this up was to do it in pieces. And once we reach a certain goal, then they would raise it higher. That was the way they suggested we do it. So currently it has been sitting at the goal mark of 16,000. And once we hit 16,000, then it goes up to the next tier. I guess it's like 30 something. And then the next tier, like 50 something. And then the eventual, ultimate goal for 75K, which was what we wanted. And
Yes.
it's been really interesting because I've never seen someone's GoFundMe campaign be met with so much adversity. Like crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, no, without question, what I want to do in regards to this matter, as people are coming in and people are watching, yes, we do have in the link in the description a link to Jaguar's GoFundMe. Um, what I think I'm gonna do, like someone just asked, is there a Cash App? Jack, do you want us to put real life's Cash App in there just so if anything we get, we just send it to you or send it to the
I
GoFundMe?
mean, you could, or you could just send it to our Cash App
Yeah.
for our
Oh yeah.
nonprofit, Cruelty Free
Let me.
Artistry. Dollar
Yeah. Let
sign
me.
Cruelty Free Artistry.
Give me 1 second. Let me pin the comment. I'm gonna go ahead and pin the comment as far as for the Cash App
Mhm.
and also the GoFundMe so people can see it in the comment section. Let me do
Okay.
that. But as we get this part going, if you
I
don't mind,
don't
as
think
far as just
we've ever
introducing,
been live on this channel before. Like live.
no, I think we went live when we hit 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
We
we
went,
did. That's
we did go live. That was fun. And thank you for that. That was amazing. And as we're on our
yeah,
way to
we
two
had a
million,
good time.
exactly. So Jack, I think as I'm putting this stuff in, if you don't mind, if you could kind of
Mhm.
speak to the people and explain to them if you feel like getting into it as far as I don't know how much legal stuff you can speak on, but
We
can you
can
speak
get
on what
into everything except for the details around the charges. When it comes to the charges, legally, I gave my word to the judge that I would not do so.
Definitely understandable. So what I would like to do
So
is
yeah. So as
I would
far
like
as
to just
talking about the charges, the details of the charges, um, what it's actually about, I cannot discuss that. But everything else we can talk about.
yeah, so let's do this. If you don't mind, catch us up on the timeline as far as for people who might just be new to you and not even understand the story. Can you take us through a timeline as far as what was taking
Jeez.
place and when?
But at what part? At what part? Like, there's a lot. It would be better. Like, it would be great if you had like a list of questions that you could ask me and then I could answer. Because
Well, I do
honestly,
have a list of
this
questions.
story, this story starts in 2020. My rights, my freedom, my safety has been invaded upon, disrespected, trampled upon since 2020. Like, that's, we can go all the way back to that. Charges being put on me behind all of this foolishness, that got kicked up in 2023. And you remember it was very a very specific time, because if you remember, after we did our first interview, I was engaged by other YouTubers that created a bunch of fake and false narratives around me and all kinds of craziness. People who blew up off of being attached to my name, blew up off of the content derived around it. And I don't care if you take it down, Storm. Everybody knows how you built your platform. And everybody knows all the money that you made off of me. And everybody who was actually around remembers exactly how many times you tried to do hit pieces on me per instructions of your mentor. So hey, whatever. Um, I was gone. You remember I left the internet completely. Did not engage in the internet because I realized there was real life infiltration in my life. And I needed to get to the bottom of how that was happening, who was behind it, and who was allowing it to happen. Because a lot of the stuff that's happened in my life is absolutely criminal. It should not be allowed. Like, I find it funny that people had the audacity to try to rig charges against me with all of the crimes that have been committed against me in real time online, that people monetized and shared all over the place. Like, people like to talk about what I did during that incident at the barbershop, but nobody wants to talk about what happened at the barbershop. Like, the
Right.
fact that I was lured there by my ex-husband, that he had been having me at firearm point for days, unable to sleep, threatening to do harm to me if I came back home. Like, I guess everyone's forgetting about that, because that was also discussed on his interviews with himself and with me on this channel. All of the times that he admitted to abusing me, being abusive to me, playing with firearms, harming an animal. And people actually sat on here after they got me arrested. Because let's just be clear, the two charges that they have against me have all been orchestrated by YouTubers. YouTubers. Or
Right.
should I say, YouTube accounts.
Yeah,
Nobody
I
talks
remember.
about the fact that I was the only person that was actually physically attacked and injured. There was another gentleman there that got attacked, but he didn't get injured. And nobody that put their hands on anyone actually got arrested. Just me. And I wasn't even arrested. I was taken to a hospital. I was sedated and then sent to a behavioral health institute in Dallas, where I was, evaluated for days. I was kept for 11 days. Matter of fact, while I was in there, you guys were busy interviewing my ex.
Correct.
Like,
Yes, he
it's
came in and spoke.
wild. It's
Yes.
wild. It's wild. And it's funny because in 2023, it kept seeming like there was this concerted effort to get me hospitalized and to have me declared as mentally ill. That kept happening.
If you can, Jack, speak on that time in itself as far as you know, during that time, I don't believe you were, you're working. You were doing basically what you're doing now, as far as your YouTubing,
Kind
and
of.
you were on your journey. And this is before all the Diddy stuff. You had came on Real Life Street Stars. You had spoke on a lot of truths in the industry. And remind us, before that happened, were you getting flack before all the root stuff and the common stuff? What was like going
Yeah, I
on
was
right
getting
before all that?
flack. I was definitely getting flack. When I started getting harassed and chased was when I started talking about Davis. May he rest in hell. And then they started making attempts on my life. Like, none of this is a joke. None of this is a game. I know that there's a whole crew of people who like to sit online and say, oh, she staged it. Oh, she was in on it. Oh, she did it for content. Oh, it was this. Oh, it was that. Do you believe that to be true?
No, we saw that to be your real life. Again, we were behind the scenes, so most people are gonna assume that this is content driven. No, no, it was not content driven. This is real life happening throughout.
You had a YouTuber stalking your channel while we were doing my podcast, who actually sent us the location and said that they were watching us. Like, I,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't,
Are, are we
I
gonna are we
don't,
gonna say any names? We're gonna keep names off, right? As far as
I
who was
mean,
doing what.
at this point in time, we could talk about the names. I'm not interested in putting them on, especially not with the legal action that's happening in the backdrop, because there is legal action, which is why we need to raise this money, which is why we need to raise this $75,000. Like, I don't think people understand how expensive protecting my safety and guarding my life has actually been. I've been doxxed about what, 10 times in the past 4 years. My home address, my phone number leaked out. I've had actual people pretending to be moderators talking to me, communicating with me, and taking that information and selling it. We're still operating on YouTube now like nothing ever happened. And I'm
That's
not going to go
correct.
out of my way to blame YouTube as a company. I'll stick to the content creators. What I will say that YouTube is guilty of is allowing AI to police this platform and not being more hands-on with exactly how many criminals are operating in this construct. Because a cyber criminal is a cyber criminal. There's no getting around that. Like, I know people like to call it content. Like, whoever that, the what's the T person that was a part of that, like, Hulu documentary on carbonation. Like, I can't believe that they actually had the audacity to call that person, what did they call her? An internet detective? What was she detecting? She was stalking. She was
Right.
using it for content. She was making money off of it. That's what she did. She stalked carbonation and never called the police. She just made it content and complained about it. At least the other chick from Las Vegas, she, decided to go real world with it. And then they started doing the, wellness checks and all of that. But a lot of that stuff is done for content, for entertainment. And you got to ask yourself, what the hell is wrong with the police? Like, really? Like, at this point in time, I have to ask myself, what kind of law, like law and order and justice and all of that stuff do we have going on in America for real, when the police are literally just taking testimony from a bunch of random strangers, half of them avatars, no face, barely any digital footprint. Like, how are you not researching where you're getting your information from? Because both of the charges that I have against me, that all of this is trumped up around YouTubers. One in particular, who is an avatar who has been in I don't know how many internet lawsuits and allowed to keep like evading the lawsuits using an alias. Like, what's going on in this world where you have to go through this much trouble? Like, you have to hire detective after detective after detective. You have to spend all of this money just to find someone's identity so you can legitimately sue them. Meanwhile, these people, Google has all of their information. If you're being harassed by someone online, the second that you file, you should just be able to go to Google and say, hey, I'm being harassed by someone online. I need their information, which they have, so that I can sue them or have charges pressed against them. Do you want to know how hard they make that? They make that really hard.
Yeah, it's not easy.
No, but why? Why are they so busy protecting people who are actively breaking the law? Stalking is stalking. If I do not know you, why do you have my home address? If you're literally going through whoever's following me online, whoever is listed as a friend or family, and you're actively going in people's DMs saying, hey, can you give me information about this person? Hey, I'm researching this person. How about this? How about, matter of fact, I researched you. I found out you did this and that. How about you tell me this, or I'm going to expose you online? Like, this is what happens. That's not stalking.
That's exactly what it is.
That's not cyber terrorism.
Yeah, cyber get. And as you're saying this, I want people to know we're doing this live right now. We are doing a Jaguar Wright Tell-A-Thon. We are asking those who are looking for Jaguar's legal funds and for being able to have Jaguar travel as she chooses and kind of get this thing behind her. We're asking for any donations. We appreciate. We'll give you a shout out as we're looking at not only the Cash App, we are looking at the GoFundMe. Of course, search Jaguar Wright's name on GoFundMe, or you could type in the link that you see on the bottom ticker. Or Cash App always still works, cruelty-free artistry, and go from there. Jaguar,
Like,
as we're speaking on this, go ahead, please.
when my GoFundMe got published, when we posted it, we didn't go live about it. We didn't come to y'all about it. We didn't do any of that. We just posted it on social media. And guess what happened? Like, I don't know how many YouTubers and actual media people made fun of it, went online to discredit it, saying, how dare I ask my supporters for help? Like, I find it funny. Do you know how many people have made good money? And I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars off of my name. Never gave me a dime. Matter of fact, there's this weirdo named Coach One Stack or something. Like, right now, they're over promoting his videos, lying about things that I haven't said, using my content, using Real Life Street Stars content.
Oh, wow.
Meanwhile, my videos, every time we break a threshold on my channel, they promote it less. Can you believe 8 channels, Finally one that wasn't allowed to be illegitimately terminated by one of these weirdo content creators. Like we're finally breaking through the threshold and people still don't know that I have a channel. People still think that this is my channel.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
got
wild.
people running around lying about me. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, even in the AI situation, you've been AI'd more than a few times now. I've seen.
I
It's,
know.
yeah, it's getting crazy.
People
So
AIing me, having the AI say all kinds of things that I didn't say and that I didn't do. And people actually buying into it. And I don't even think people really buy into it. I think people just like promoting it to try to find a way to discredit me. That's all.
yeah, no, we always said that the truth can set a lot of people free. You've been trying to give a lot of truth on what happens, behind closed doors,
Yeah.
and things of that nature. As we're on this, we're gonna be live. We're trying to hit a certain goal, so make sure y'all, donate what you can. Even a dollar helps.
Chud
If
the builder. Chud the freaking builder.
let's talk about it.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars in days. In days. You want to know what I think has been also a deterrent? That god awful trial, that Diddy trial. To a certain extent, I think that's been a deterrent and a detractor as well, because I don't think people understand that the industry as a whole has a vested interest in devaluing anything that I say. The industry as a whole. Like anytime I speak up about D4VD, nobody wants to listen to anything that I have to say. Next thing you know, the videos get, under promoted and then they just fall off. And like, unless I'm constantly posting all day, every day, all day, every day, my videos get, I don't want to say the SB word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, you know what you mean.
So, like, even
Well,
that situation. Yeah.
yeah, let me ask you before we get to the David thing.
Yeah.
Chud the Builder. Of course, a lot of people, racism, of course, still exists.
Yeah. It's
Prejudice
very
still exists in
popular
this
these
country,
days. Very nouveau
and
riche. A lot
yeah,
of good
very,
money in
very,
racism.
as you said, a lot of people came to his backing right when that happened.
Yeah.
And when you look at us as a culture, and when we have to be able to form to some type of unity, is it the lack of leadership that you see that we're not having, to where we don't have that same driving force to say, let me put my funds in a hat to make sure that we have a narrative be driven towards us, us as a people. Like, do you feel like,
I mean,
what are we
you got to
lacking?
look at, no, I think our people get involved in whatever is sensationalized. Like Carmelo Anthony, when they put the GoFundMe up for him, when they did it, that got a lot of traction, kind of, until the money started going towards real investigation. And then it started looking like all kinds of local government corruption, compromised judge, compromised DA, compromised circumstances. And then the second that that became public, all of a sudden Nolan Wells dies. And then, there's another GoFundMe. And then it's just all about, we got to donate as much money as possible because we have to do this. And then, all of this stuff. So I think people donate to whatever is hot at the time. The truth is I know most of the people that follow me don't even get the information. I know most of the people that actually support me don't even get the information. And I think people are under the impression that I've made a lot of money online doing commentary. That's the story. I've been doing this to make money. I've been getting rich off of all of the information that I've shared. And then see, that's the thing. Like this isn't about it being my truth or about it being my side or my version of the story. No, I tell y'all what it is. Whether or not people want to accept it or not, I can't do anything about that. I know that people like being in denial. I get that. Like, to sit there and see YouTubers actively saying, oh, she lied about the freak offs. There were no freak offs. The freak offs was only 3 people. Says who? Says who? That sham trial? That oh, so because there were only 3 people that testified who actively participated with the diddler, that means that none of that other stuff happened? See how misleading that is?
Yeah, there was a lot of lawsuits. A lot of lawsuits.
Forget the lawsuits. How about we talk about all of the people that were not allowed to testify at the trial? How about we talk about all of the evidence that did not get submitted? The federal government failed America with that trial. I do believe that if Damian Williams had stayed on the case, every firearm he would have been charged with. All of, the illegal pharmaceuticals he would have been charged with. I do believe that a lot of the witnesses that got kept out would have testified, even if it was just to add, his character. People, oh, she was lying because they didn't have her at the trial. No, it's not that I was lying because they didn't have, I wasn't allowed to be at the trial because for whatever reason, the prosecution said anybody who had done any commentary or any interviews was not allowed to testify.
Oh wow.
That's what the prosecution said. That's why anybody who was online. And see, that was great because for the people who were telling the truth to the media, that excluded them so they didn't have to worry about it kicking up any dust. And all of the liars that they put online to tell fraudulent stories, to confuse the public and use the media to poison the jury pool, low key. They didn't have to testify either. See how that worked? Like, there's a lot of people that play a lot of games with the law. Speaking of
Yeah, I
playing
see.
games with the law, why has nobody talked about or done a story on the Ashley Parham lawsuit that just got dismissed last December? Why has
And for
nobody
those
done
who
a
don't know
story
about
on
that,
that?
yeah, for those who don't know about that lawsuit, if you don't mind, give us a little details on what was involved in that lawsuit and if and were your involvement in it. I don't know how your name got pulled up, but if you don't mind.
What do you mean? You don't know how my name got put up? My name got put up. My name got put in
Like,
it.
yeah, we don't know how it got there, but if
No,
there's
I know
some
how it got
insight
there.
that you know.
I know how it got there. Ariel Mitchell Kidd and Sean R. Perez interviewed a so-called Jane Doe and John Doe that said that I, myself, and someone else who I don't know, took them from Las Vegas to Central California to make them be present for an essay, or should I say the essay of Ashley Parham. And I was the one who said that they should, harm this woman with the remote control. Because for those people who don't remember, the Ashley Parham case came out like right after Diddy was taken into custody, before he was charged. Because his charges, his actual indictment, that didn't really go down until like December. And then he got a very, very, very speedy trial. Like, they worked. They worked that thing through the system so fast. So this was the story that came out that all of the content creators were talking about. Oh my God, this woman, she was, gang assault essay by Diddy and his people, and they did this tour with a remote control. The story was everywhere. And then the story got revised. February 2025, right before the Diddy trial, where I was added to it, along with Big Homie CC, Drewski, and Odell Beckham Jr. Why has nobody covered the fact that there was only one content creator that, you know, covered it here on YouTube, that actually covered the truth? She went and researched. I'm not even going to say her name because I think saying her name will get her in trouble. And I'd be careful messing around with Down the Rabbit Hole. I'd be careful with that one. That YouTube
Yeah.
troll turned content creator. I'd be very careful. She was a moderator for the Plainest Jane, all a part of the Wino crew. I'd be very careful. Ling Ling is hella duplicitous. You know how many times Down the Rabbit Hole has actually reached out to people and contacted people who were talking to me or who I was trying to interview to disparage me? To talk about the charges against me and how I'm crazy, and to go over every YouTube driven narrative? Like, what's your interest in me, Ling Ling? And just so people don't get too up in arms, the reason why I call her Ling Ling, even though she is Mexicana, is because when she was a troll on YouTube, before she got that 70 some odd thousand subscriber platform that was gifted to her for her loyalty and for all of the harassment that she did on behalf of the plainest Jane, that goofball, she was running around calling herself the Black Rabbit, pretending to be a black person and spitting a whole lot of racist jargon from platform to platform until she got busted. And then she rebranded and then decided to start going live on her gifted platform that she did not build. What, why were you so interested in me that you felt the need to go and reaching out to people that I was talking to, reaching out to people that I was interviewing to disparage me with no real facts or proof? Because let's just be clear, most of the stuff that they say about me here online, all orchestrated narratives by YouTubers, which is why a lot of people are against me having this GoFundMe, which is why a lot of people are against me, because this legal defense fund is not only just to pay for an attorney, but to also help me pay for the investigation, like hiring the investigators. Like, we have a couple, but we need more because this stuff becomes very extensive. Like, it
No, without
takes a
question.
lot.
And we want you to be able to again move around. Again, thank you for anyone who has already donated already. Anyone who's hit that Cash App button, sent $1, $5, $10, $100, whatever you send, we thank you. If you hit that the GoFundMe link or just search Jaguar Wright and GoFundMe, you'll see a picture of Jaguar. Anything you donate there, again, we'll see it. Again, we'll make sure we shout you out. We appreciate it. Um, Jaguar,
If
before I
I
ask you
could get
even
a
what's going to happen,
dollar, if I could get a dollar for every view I get, whether it be on my channel or not. I always love it when I see channels like Urban Noir get like 200,000 views talking about videos that I did, and the same topic on my channel only gets 20,000. Like, if people like hearing what I have to say and all you're doing is jacking my content, how does that channel get 100,000 views, 200,000 views, and my channel no? It's wild. It's like almost every time my channel begins to grow and and our monetization. Next thing you know, something happens and then all of our views disappear. And then we have to work back up and bust back through. Like it's almost as if somebody is trying to actively make sure that we can't ever earn or generate the revenue on our channel that we deserve. Why is it? Why is it? Is it some kind of like gag or gas that everybody else gets to get rich off of my name, but I don't get to earn enough money to defend my rights and freedom? As many times as I've had to move, millions of dollars have been generated, especially here on YouTube, off of my name, my likeness, my life, my story. Why is it so hard for me? Why? Why do I have content creators literally right now sitting online counting how much money my GoFundMe is made and complaining that people haven't tried to get it taken down? Huh? I know content creators that are sitting here raising money, lying, saying that they're sick, saying that they're dying, saying that they're all kinds of stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with them, but they're raising money, and nobody ever goes after them for fraud. But me? Wow. Do you know when we originally put this GoFundMe up, people were saying that we were raising money to fight the lawsuits that were against me? Oh, she's just trying to get the money, because she got to pay Brian McKnight. She's just trying to get the money to defend herself for that Diddy lawsuit. All of those lawsuits have been dismissed. Nobody was ever worried about any of that stuff because it was all bull. People were using those lawsuits and serving me as an excuse to go after me so that they can dox my location. Because, see, that's the new thing. But back to the Ashley Parham lawsuit. I had a stone cold alibi. Nobody covered that. Stone cold alibi, which means when I was added to that lawsuit, it was an utter lie and fabrication. Nobody wanted to check into the Jane Doe and John Doe. Nobody. Nobody wanted to do that story. Everybody ran online to broadcast it. Jaguar, Wright, she's in a Diddy lawsuit. She worked for Diddy. I knew that's how she knew everything because she was one of the bad guys. And and guess what? It was all lies. Why was no one interested in researching that story? Why was Jaguar Wright lied on? Who are the Jane Doe and John Doe? Why did Ariel Mitchell Kidd sit on Pierce Morgan and act as if she was willing to advocate for Jaguar and then turn around and put her in a lawsuit with lies? Which, by the way, Ariel Mitchell Kidd, as I told you guys earlier this year, her license was suspended for 75 days for lying in another case. She has a terrible record as a lawyer. What was she doing on Pierce Morgan? Like, Pierce Morgan is starting to look like the Vlad of the UK.
Yeah, Piers
Lineup
Morgan had
came
you
to
on.
me. Yeah, they wanted me to come back. I declined. Just like I declined to do TMZ when I was at the trial. I don't sit on platforms where I believe people are trying to set people up. I do not sit on platforms where I know people are guilty of misinformation. I do not sit on platforms that I believe to be informants for the government. I don't.
No, it's real. When people do reach out for you, what are they looking for? In regards to just reaching out to getting you on their
Oh, well, because they want to try to find a way to back me into a corner to get me to say something or push me to give some information so they can find a way to get ahead of it. I mean, that was the whole purpose of me sitting with Sean Atwood. That was the
That's
whole
correct. That is
purpose.
correct.
Nobody asked any questions. They just let him take down the content and pretend like it never happened. Salute to Jag Nation in the building. Please, guys, like and share this video and tell people to come through. We don't go live on real life very often. This is like a holiday.
Yeah, this is a holiday. This is a first. Again, what we're doing, for those who are wondering, we are trying to, of course, raise some funds for Jaguar Wright, again, for her legal defense, basically to get some of the stuff that she's dealing with on these legal woes behind her so she could, of course, move around, do what she needs to do, handle the things that she needs to handle. Anyone who
We have
donates,
a
even, again, a
federal
dollar.
attorney. We have a federal attorney. We need to be able to make sure we can pay him and the investigators to get all of this squared away. We need that. There is no way in the world anybody should ever really question anything that I have to say. I don't get it. I also don't get why people are so easily manipulated by all of these liars online who sit online. Like, I just find it funny that I get called a liar. I don't know how many times people want to call me a liar, but I keep trying to ask people, what did I lie about? What did I lie about? I'm trying to figure that part out. What? Because everything that I've said has been right on par and ahead of schedule. I do know, though, that there are a lot of people who want me to say things that I haven't said yet. And I'll speak on it when it's time. I'll speak on it in my own time. I'll speak on it when I choose to. Me doing everything that I have done up until this point has kept me alive or kept someone else alive. By the way, that comment that you just put up there is from the gentleman that pretends to be someone who essayed me in 2009.
Oh, wow. Oh, my
The
gosh.
bald guy.
Wow. Okay.
His
Jeez
his
Louise.
account was created. His account was created December 28th, 2024. Right after I got accused with that AI schlock that Storm Monroe put out, that him and Trashy K worked up together, and I came forward and I cleared things up, and so they created that account. He likes to sit in the comments all the time and say disparaging things to me and about me. He has a whole channel making weirdo AI music cartoon videos, lying on me, being very inflammatory. I don't know why he hasn't been banned from this channel or any of the 35 other accounts he has with the exact same name, or like, he literally comes to my channel. We'll block
Oh,
him and ban him with one, and then he comes back with another one, and then we block him and ban him, and then he comes back with another one, and then we block him and ban him, and then he comes back with another one. Like, I've literally had to ban him like 25 times on my channel. But anytime you guys do a premiere, he's hearing this. So I don't know if I will be showing. It's because it's kind of like crazy. Like, I still don't understand. I've reported his channel for impersonation and terrorism and harassment because he's literally sitting there pretending to be a rapist.
yeah. That's no bueno. No bueno.
Thank you,
But
Sylvia's daughter.
yes,
But
no,
I'm not
thank you for it
surprised.
again.
I'm not surprised that that individual is here. I'm curious if Lori Davis is going to show up.
Give it enough time. I'm sure
I can
everyone.
see why the trolls don't want me, why they do everything that they can do to actively try to thwart my ability to raise or earn money in any way. Because, see, me being able to pay for the investigators, to pay for the attorneys outright like I need to, that only hurts them because they're the people we're investigating. Some of them.
Well, Jack, you just spoke on it a second ago. I want to get your take on this as we're sitting here and we're just talking about it. But if you can, just speak on your thoughts when you brought up the whole D4 VD situation with David, the
Yeah.
young lady Celeste. Just kind of what you've been hearing over the last couple of seconds. I mean, I'm sorry, the last couple of days in
I mean,
regards to
we've
their
all
pretrial hearings.
heard about it, the text messages, the over 40 some odd terabytes of, CP with him involved in intimate acts with that little girl when she was 13 years old. We all know that they met when she was somewhere between 11 and 12 on I think it was it Fortnite or was it, I'm trying to remember exactly which game it was. It might have been Fortnite. And then it escalated over to Discord. That Discord is like a demon pit. Demon
And
pit.
speak on it.
No, like I recently was able to get someone to get inside one of these weirdo content creators Discord, and the people that I found in there, wow. It looks like a whole like network. A whole network, like 250, 300 people. And I know for a fact, like I recognize like 75 of the names right off top. And I know that they all have like multiple channels or multiple troll accounts. A couple of them were former moderators of mine. Why would former moderators of mine be sitting in the Discord of someone who harasses me?
Interesting.
Yeah, I just recently, shouted them out on someone else's channel the other day. They've been quiet ever since then, too. Interesting.
Someone just asked how to donate directly. If you're not going to donate to GoFundMe, please, if you have Cash App, you can direct directly through Cash App, Cruelty Free Artistry. I'll pin it in the comments if you guys like. Again,
Yes.
$1, $5, $10, $100, anything helps in regards to, getting
If
this
we
thing
can
taken care
get
of.
7,500 people to donate $10, where it go? If we can get 7,500 people, that's less than 10,000 people, 7,500 people to donate $10. And by the way, guys, there is another Cash App on the Cash App construct that says cruelty free artistry. It has two Y's. That's not mine. Mine only has one, just like it says here on the channel. Just like they did with Jag Spread 2. My old personal Cash App. They created one here on YouTube, Jag Spread 22. And for whatever reason, same name, same icon, but it wasn't me, of course, because you have to show your ID and your banking information to have a Cash App attached to your account. My Cash App wasn't recommended. Jagspread 22 was recommended. That was the one that was highlighted in green. Hundreds of thousands of dollars were donated to that Cash App. So I find it interesting that Cash App decided, Sean Carter's company, because he sits on the board for that company, that company decided to settle for 46 million because I'm wondering like how scared they were about all of the crimes that were being committed on Cash App and all of the fraud that might lead back to investigations that could lead back to, certain things. But part of the reason why, this legal defense fund is also important is because we need to hire an investigator to investigate Jag Spread 22, because I do believe that that will lead the cash trail to a lot of this cyber harassment and fraud. You saw
Yeah,
my,
and I want to
if
let
it's
the
just Jags, if it's just cruelty free artistry with one eye, one Y, then yes, and my picture is on it. It one Y, not the one with two, just one Y. One.
And I want to let the people know that,
Thank you.
real life street stars. Of course, Jaguar's been a big part of our journey as far as everything that we've gained and accomplished, as far as our subscriber base, just our female fan base, and things of that nature. That we wanted to make sure this was not a Jag saying, "Hey, real life, let's go live." It was more so real life street stars reaching out, saying, "Jaguar, we believe in our community. We believe in the community of real life street stars, and our fan base doesn't mind coming together and helping out in a situation where there is an ask." And therefore, we decided to say, "Hey, Jag, if you don't mind, please let us try to do one of these, let's call it a telethon and come on and try to see if people could, of course, assist and just, again, get you closer to your goal." So once again, I want to say thank you while you're doing this thing live and going from there. But as we're live and as we're talking and as we're letting people come in and donate, if you don't mind, we still, of course, like to get your thoughts on things. Jay-Z, of course, was able to get his 3-day Yankee Stadium tour off. A lot of special surprise guests came out each different day. I know the situation, and I know you've been around New York a lot, and to hear about that Saturday situation as far as the stampede in front, they didn't start till 12 midnight.
That was bull.
Give us some
A
of your
lot of
take on
that
that
was
whole weekend.
bull. A lot of that was bull, and a lot of that was cat. Like, from what my sources are telling me, that whole situation was orchestrated on purpose to create that story, to make it seem like there was. I mean, everything that's going on right now, Rock Nation involved, is all cat. Everybody know it. That's why I'm not even talking about it. It's not worth talking about.
Understandable.
Like, it's not even worth talking about. Like, they're begging for attention. He sold 29,000 units that first week. Nobody's interested, not really. It looks good. You want to know what didn't look good? Most of the clips that came from that Yankee Stadium, it had the wrong, like, he should have named it Jigga Man and Friends Variety Show. Like, you supposed to be one of the biggest and most talented artists of all time, and yet meanwhile, like, you had a different cameo every other song. We got another one of those lackluster so-called freestyles where the audience pretty much had to be instructed to respond because nobody got what you was talking about. Like, it's not even worth talking about.
Understandable.
Salute,
Understandable.
Kat. That's one of our moderators now. Salute to her. She's pretty awesome.
Shout out, Cat. So Jag, going back to this legal defense fund, if you don't mind, as far as I know, the people are curious. Who do you
Did you
have?
see that Rihanna performance? Did you see the Tiana
Yeah.
Taylor performance?
Oh man. Tiana blamed it on earphones. Rihanna, of course,
Blamed it
looked like
on
she had a shot or two.
earphones. Blamed it on earphones. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And again, you could maybe let us know as far as a performer, when you don't have the feedback and you come into your ear, you're going off the speaker system. In a stadium, I know there's like a
There's a
delay
delay.
almost.
There's a delay. That doesn't have anything to do with your notes. Your timing, but not your notes. If you're singing in the right key, you're singing in the right key. Maybe the delay throws you off and it throws your voice, but it doesn't have you sounding. It doesn't have you sounding like that. I've sang in a few stadiums in my time. It's a delay, nothing more.
I mean, a singer can't have an off day, right? I mean,
I mean, yeah. Well, maybe every day is an off day.
yeah.
I think it looked so bad because they just got finished giving her an icon award at the BET ceremony. So people kind of looking like, why she get that?
Yeah, she was at the BET ceremony that weekend. I actually went to Essence the next weekend. She was curating that, and then she had, of course, that event with Jay-Z. So I mean, she's been busy. She's been busy.
She didn't look tired. She came out there real hype. Real excited to be there.
Yeah.
The only
As
one
far as
that
Rihanna,
seemed to have a pretty much flawless go from what I saw on the clips was Mrs. Carter. And I mean, I can understand that. She does the same thing that a lot of performers do. Go into the studio and record your vocals live to make it sound like you're live, and then do the playback, and you just come out and lip sync to make sure that there are no hiccups. I know every trick. The Rihanna performance, though, that was interesting. That was interesting and equally confusing.
yeah, Rihanna seemed like she just had like a little drink, a little drinky drink before she came out.
A little, a little,
Yeah, I'm gonna say a little.
a little, just a little
Yeah, yeah,
bit.
but in her defense, she hasn't been on stage of that magnitude in a very long time.
What does it have to do
It
with
doesn't.
anything? What
Yeah,
what
does it
what
have
does
like
not
stage
being on
fatigue?
stage what does not being on stage have to do with showing up drunk and wrong? That's yeah, I really didn't want to be here, but let me get through it kind of thing. Like, I'm not gonna lie and act like I've never had a moment on stage where I was wasted when I was younger. I did. In my 20s, I sure did. And you know what? I was under great stress, didn't want to be there, just wanted to get through it because I was contractually bound, didn't want to be sued. Yeah. I think I've had
Yeah,
maybe three of those performances in my career, in my life. Yeah. And each one of them, it was because I was performing under duress. Didn't want to be there, didn't care.
yeah, we just seen the game go on the verses with YG, and he started drinking enough to where he started glitching. To where, yeah, I guess
I don't think
the
he was
money's already
drinking.
made.
I don't think he was drinking. I don't think there was alcohol in that bottle. I don't. He's too old to be
That's
drinking
what I.
like that. If he had to hit that and that was all real, he'd have passed out.
That's the same thing I said. I said, wait a minute. I seen people really try to do that with Don Julio, and nah, you're not about to do no nah.
And then sitting there beating his chest like he a whole eight, park eight. Like, yeah, I'm tough. I'm pushing 50. And I'm promoting chronic liver disease. Yeah. Like, my mama said don't do that, but I'm gonna do it. Like, okay, whatever. Whatever. That verse is it's been interesting. The commentary, the back and forth about it. YG getting raided the morning of, which would kind of explain why he seemed a little dissociated in his performance that night. Even though, as far as I'm concerned, I think he had the better set. Game did everything but dig Tupac and Nipsey up and have them on stage with him. And it was just
That's
like,
right.
you're doing too much, Papa. You're doing too much. It was, I don't know. I don't know. I know a lot of people from LA are kind of like who are real hip hop heads are offended because it was given like cosplaying gang banging. Like like the Marvel characters, the Marvel universe version of gang banging. Like, it was kind of weird.
I hear you.
I don't know. I'm just
Let me get
like,
your take.
when we get to this age, like, I'll be 50 next year. When we get to this age, there has to be something else, like, we got to have something more to give. Like, I don't understand why we still got 50-year-old people like the Clips and like Jadakiss still talking about uh, selling illegal street pharmaceuticals. Like, why?
Yeah, yeah, no, I was just curious, because we have greats like Gladys Knight and Patty and stuff, and I'm wondering. I was just curious, like with artists like nothing against them, but Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B, are they going to be performing like WAP at 70 at festivals? Are they still going to be talking about WAP?
That might be interesting to see
I'm telling you, like,
and see how long it takes for the paramedic to come.
oh man, talk about good knees, good knees.
You want to talk about, have you seen any of Madonna's recent performances where she's sitting there in her drawers with her BBL, with her legs spread wide open,
Oh yeah,
and just like, like Granny. No, Granny. No, somebody get Granny inside.
my God,
Somebody, Granny done got into the apple wine. Get her inside. Why she out here in her drawers? It's yeah, nah. Like,
yeah, I'm curious. When it comes to legacy acts, how will rap play? You've been part of this culture since damn near the inception. How will this
well, I
play
was
out?
born when it was hitting, and I grew up with it, so close. How's it gonna play out? I don't know. In my opinion, I think there needs to be a factory reset, a hard factory reset on hip hop as a whole. I think we got problems. I think hip hop is it's beyond compromise. I don't even know what it is anymore. The only thing hip hop seems to do is promote stupidity and bad life choices, and um, like when you have people like Suki, no, no, not Suki, Saucy Santana saying very problematic things on social media, like children want to F me. Huh? And nobody's like, people just let that happen.
Yeah, yeah,
Children
no,
want to
that
F
that's
you?
yeah, that's we do need
Like,
a
and
filter.
go ahead.
Yeah, we do need a filter on what gets put to the airways. It's funny because TikTok
Filter?
actually does a good job of taking things down. Community guidelines. Hey, we ain't gonna put that out there. The other platforms
Well,
let a lot of things slide.
TikTok does a very good job. TikTok does a very good job with that. And now TikTok is just filtering everything. Like TikTok has changed since March of this year. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I was on the beach. Just the camera kind of swung on my toes, and they said, "Hey, man, community guidelines. You can't put your feet out there." I'm like, "Oh, what the hell?" I said TikTok
Yeah,
be tripping.
TikTok
No,
be salute Carla. TikTok be censoring people now in real time, like in real time. So yeah, I mean, I think to a certain extent that's kind of necessary in the world that we're in right now. Like you have TikTok and then you have X, formerly known as Twitter. You know, X is just, it's ridiculous.
yeah, that's the Wild Wild West right there.
It's
You know,
ridiculous. And the orchestrated media attacks and efforts that are happening on X are also equally as interesting. Like it's yeah, I don't know. Like I'm just trying to figure out how we got somebody online, this saucy, That person,
Quit.
just thinking of that name, the saucy name, it gives me gastric reflux, you know. Um, but you out there saying stuff like that while you got D4DV on trial, like when in the preliminary hearings, while they're trying to see whether or not they're going to take him to trial, which is crazy. Like the simple fact that there's a preliminary hearing is crazy.
Yeah, the stuff that
Um,
come out in pretrial, I was like, I don't know if you even take this trial. You just, it's better just to plead guilty, to not put the families through what they have to kind of see next. This is just go ahead and call it one because
maybe the
the
family
innocence is
needs
gone.
to go through it though, but maybe the family needs to go through it. See, there's a lot of things that I do believe a lot of people don't want nobody talking about when it comes to this case. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the outrage that people are feeling and experiencing when it comes to David Burke's case, uh, like the simple fact that they actually released new music on him right as he was going into these preliminaries is kind of disgusting. You know, like really Interscope?
Yeah, I think
Really? That's what
they
you're
had unreleased
doing?
music, that they said is tying to the case.
Like
It's
that's
interesting
what you're
because
doing? That
yeah, no, and I
dude.
remember you had spoke on the Mo 3 trial that's about to take part within a month, and
Yeah.
they were doing pre-trial for that, and they were talking about should they bring music into into the trial, and I know they did it with the Julio Fulio case in Florida, but do you feel music should be separate from someone's real life situation?
It all depends. If there is evidence, um, if there are confessions, if there are things that are lining up with the crimes, and the charges, then I definitely think that music should be included. I think that drill in itself is an entire genre that was designed for people to literally snitch on themselves, to literally confess to their crimes. So I mean, yeah, I see the relevance. Um, I don't think that all lyrics should be taken into consideration. I think there needs to be a direct line drawn to the lyrics because let's just be honest, these record labels encourage these kids to say all of this crazy stuff. So, in my
That's true.
opinion, if you're going to just take someone's entire rap catalog where they say a lot of inflammatory things and meanwhile it's not directly attached to a crime, I think at that point in time, if you're going to charge them by using their lyrics, I think the record label should be added as an accomplice, whether it's before or after the crime, because the record companies encouraged these lyrics, they encouraged this behavior, and they sold it for monetary gain. They profited off of whatever is being charged as a crime. Do we not agree?
Oh yes, without question.
So then why are the companies not being taken into consideration? Why are the companies, oh, I didn't mean to do that. But then again, maybe that was a Freudian slip.
Hmm.
I think the companies need to be addressed.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
does
I
seem
think.
like a artistic impression. Uh, Again, it makes sense up to a sense. Like, all right, you could say what you want, make up
They're
any kind of stories.
accomplices. They're accomplices. If the lyrics are included and go against them, then the company should be charged as well as accomplices, either before or after the fact. That's the
That's a
problem
deep
that I'm
rabbit
having
hole.
with the dailies. Huh? Well, yeah, it is.
That's the
It is. I'm sorry, I
that's
didn't
the
mean to cut you
Pandora's
off.
box. Yeah, that's the Pandora's box if you open that,
Not
because
really. Not really. It should be the means to an end. Like the Diddy trial, if it proved nothing to this country, it should prove what these industry corporations are willing to do to protect their constructs and their cash cow. They were willing to burn Diddy to save the industry. A man that's never gone down before. A man that has been protected all the way up until now. You know, so I get why people hate me. I do. I
yeah,
do.
no,
I
it's
get why people.
interesting. The people that do have issues with the stuff you're spilling out, because technically, Jack, I'm not gonna lie. There was a time to where the industry was, before social media, everything done in the industry was behind closed doors. We weren't supposed to know a lot of things that happened.
You were
And
supposed to know nothing.
as you start,
Nothing.
yeah, you kind of started the movement of saying, no, we should be speaking on the things that happen. And I think it was like an unwritten rule. Like if you're in the room before phones was around, like put your phones up. You just, if you're in the room, be quiet. Don't say nothing when you leave the room. Then you'll be invited back. And
Yeah.
of course, you spoke on some things that happened in those rooms, and other people started coming forward. And do you understand the? I don't want to call it hate, but do you understand the criticism that people have of Jag? They let you in the rooms. You're not supposed to speak on those things.
Why? See, I spoke on it
Exactly.
because I have no care, need, or want to go back. For many years, I didn't speak on those things. I've met my resolve. I have no care, need, or want to go back. So fuck it. What does me keeping these secrets do other than help creating more victims?
For real.
See, I got a theory about the whole Celeste thing that I know a lot of people don't want to hear. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it. I know a lot of people breathed in and breathed out relief when Diddy was found not guilty of the RICO and the SA trafficking charges. A lot of people. And I know a lot of people were happy when the media and the corporations started finding a way to get around me and to silence me. Like I know a lot of people were saying, "Oh my God, Jag went to the trial and she got overshadowed at the trials. Her content didn't blow up." I wasn't covering the trial. I did everything that I needed to do when I went there, as I went there. I spoke to the press. I'm the only person from social media that got national news coverage for my appearance there. And I did that to make sure that people did not forget the things that I had said and what was actually happening there. They just worked twice as hard. Create more diversion, create more people running around with bottles of baby oil, acting like idiots and dumb stuff like that. You know, so disrespectful. And yet, all of that cover up still didn't disprove anything that I said. Not a thing. The only thing that they proved was that they effectively were able to get people to just forget about it and let it go. But even Diddy went to jail. They realized the outcry that people like me and people else who were also speaking out, whether or not they found their courage from me or whether or not they found their courage from Tanya Rubin, or whether or not they found their courage from Professor Griff, wherever they found their courage from to speak out, we had masses of people speaking out. That was something that I will forever take pride in being a part of creating that effort. Um, yes, chaos. I started back in 2020 talking about it. You know, it's so funny. People say, oh, all she talks about is Diddy and Jay-Z. No, I don't. I've talked about a lot of people. I've talked about a lot of the Yamaka executives. I've talked about a lot of the I don't know what happened to my internet. I think I got a glitch. Are we good? Was I gone
Understandable.
too
You
long?
know, no, your fans are so dedicated. You didn't get a drop in viewership at all. That's a dedicated fan base, for real. Oh man, and it's crazy because you were about to start cooking. I'm like, oh man, we lost you at the wrong time. Um,
No, no,
but
we'll cover a little drama for the stream, but
and as you come back in, I want to let people know again. Thank you for everyone that's donated.
yes,
Thank you
thank
for
you.
those who will donate. Even if you're not donating right now today, I know it's Sunday. I know bills are coming up, but if you get a chance to donate, Jaguar always has her Cash App up. She always has her GoFundMe up. Again, it's going to stay active. This is not the end all be all as far as after we finish this stream. We thank you for all donations. Again, any amount matters, and you are part of history with Jaguar Wright as far as her going forward and what's going to happen next. We just want to say thank you up front. But Jack,
Thank
I
you.
want you to, if you remember where you left off, you was
Well, we were talking
is really
about,
about
I
to
was
start.
working into the David conversation and explaining the need for the industry to protect the companies and the executives in the companies. Um, their willingness to burn their spokespeople and so on and so forth to protect the industry as a whole. Like if you look and if you just look at what it's looking like out there in the land of entertainment, like they got everybody out on the road, they got a bunch of shows going, movies. That movie Odyssey is back in the movie theaters. Just I think it's approaching its way to the $500 million mark. Like a
That's
lot
great
of
storytelling right there.
it was cool. It was cool. Like I know the book and I saw it and it's cool. Like it's cool. I'm like, I
Can I
don't
ask
know
you,
if I
Jack?
like it. I don't know if I like it
Yeah,
as a
what
movie. For me, like some books should just stay books. But I get it. I get why they would want to do this. It's a big blockbuster. They got all of these big names in it, like you know what I mean, like Troy or Gladiator. Like they needed a movie like this. So yeah, I get it.
can I get your take on, the controversy that surrounds Lupita Luongo playing Helena Troy, which they're not saying that this is supposed to be a black or white role, but it is a black woman playing what they assume is a white role, or at least a goddess, or almost the looks of a goddess. It got a lot of backlash before the movie came out about Lupita Luongo playing
Well,
this
they didn't
role.
have a lot of. They didn't do a lot of. They didn't do. They messed up her face and everything.
Right. I'm like, damn.
And I believe the actor who she was with, he was from The Walking Dead, right? I think he played Menelaus,
Oh yes, yes.
who's
I forget his
brother
name,
of
but
Agamemnon, and like I know the Greek history and all of that. I studied all of that. Like you know, that war, the Trojan War, is something that I studied, and I've always been very interested in as a woman because the woman was used as a scapegoat to cover extreme misogyny. You know what I mean? So, and just all kinds of hate. Like Helena Troy was always the scapegoat. So I found it interesting that they chose
well,
Lupita, but for me, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know if I was, I guess you take the role because it's Hollywood and it's a big Hollywood blockbuster and it's huge for your resume, but like she should have known, everyone should have known that she was going to get trashed for it, especially in our climate right now where racism is such a hot ticket. Um, like it was almost like they signed her up for it,
yeah, it's
like
like
to race bait in a certain way. And I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that she's black. I just think that in this time, like they didn't have any other black characters outside of Zendaya, who was a ghost, right? Um, yeah, like it just, I think they did it on purpose, and I don't think she did a bad job. I think she did a great job. I think Lupita is a wonderful actress. I don't know. Like I feel
what
like they were race baiting low key.
what about when you see artists like Travis Scott, obtaining roles like that versus an actor who's actually gone through, thespian school and
I think
possibly
they're
deserves the role more.
I think they're busy trying to make Travis Scott pop culture relevant again and get everybody to forget all those people that he got, unalived down there in Houston at the Astro World. I think they're still trying to find a way to revive him. Like that's all of this stuff is about, reviving. All of it. It's about
Mhm. Yes.
reviving, because the truth is, my campaign and my exposure and everything that kicked up, it hurt the industry as a whole. There are a lot of people that are angry with me because I affected their ability to earn money. And I get it, which is why this David case is such a problem, for me. You know, it's a huge problem, and I've been saying it all along. I've been saying it all along. Uh,
No, without question.
that girl, she lost her life at 14 years old. And I'm sorry, I do not believe David. I do not believe he's in this on his own. I do believe he's very much so involved in her demise, but I do not believe he is on his own. And I think the reason why they're fighting so hard with this preliminary hearing to get the trial thrown out the window is because if it moves forward, it's probably going to be impossible for someone else not to be implicated in it.
Yeah, no, from what we heard, it sounds like just via text messages. It sounds like she was impregnated multiple times and possibly had multiple abortions, possibly. Um, and of course, the situation he already had his I forgot they had an operation, awesome something. They had some the name of an operation to get her, I guess, to make it appear like kidnapping or she ran away, for them to stay together. And yes, it does sound like more people are involved with not only that part but also the disposal of the body. And it doesn't sound like he's alone in this. So you're right. It might need to
You
go to
want to
trial.
know what? You want to know the one thing that people aren't talking about that they should be talking about? Her international travels as a minor.
Oh,
She
yeah, I didn't
traveled
think
with
about
him
that.
on multiple occasions internationally. Actually, not traveling with him, traveling to him. There was also some conversation that she had made it to Mexico on a couple of occasions. How does a minor get a passport to travel commercially, internationally, without her parents' knowledge? How? See what
Yeah,
I'm
those are the
saying?
questions in itself.
Because, see, that's when it comes to human transporting, moving kids around on commercial flights. That means either there was somebody of great authority or with great government ties and connections that was able to pull that off for her, or that her parents are complicit. Because in order to get a passport as a minor, you have to have parental permission.
And one of David's friends said that she actually had, I guess, I don't know, fake ID or something to show that she was actually older than what she was. So I don't know.
You
To me,
can't
when
get a
there's a will,
passport with a fake ID.
I guess what I was gonna say, when there's a will, there's a way.
You can't get a passport with a fake ID.
Maybe a fake passport. I don't know. And
Fake
listen, I don't know. The world's a
passport
criminal. The world's
for
a
a
criminal activity.
minor. Well, then who created that fake passport? See what I'm saying? Either way, all of this leads to another adult being involved and complicit in this situation with David Burke. See that?
Without question. Without question.
Because we know he doesn't have the ability to do all of this. Because even though he is the adult in the situation, he's still a young adult. He got help, a lot of help. His manager has already been caught in lies. His business manager has already been caught in lies. And from what it sounds like, his mama knew a lot more than people want to admit.
Let me ask. What does it say when as far as what we use the internet for? You have his search history as far as he's searching up decay and the decomposed bodies, and it's all this search that they find in this. And the should our internet usage be monitored a little more closely when someone is looking at
It
how
is
to how to
monitored.
of course it's monitored, but no
No,
action
it
taken.
is monitored. The feds watch everything. Just because they don't
That's right.
act
That's right.
on it doesn't mean that they don't see it. All of those websites are flagged. that means somebody knew and was ignoring for a reason. You telling me anybody who goes to a library who rents or who, yeah, who rents the book, or what do you call it? I guess it's renting, when you go and check a book out
Oh yeah,
from the
yeah,
library.
yeah. Checking out a book.
So when you go there, anybody who gets the book Catcher in the Rye instantly goes on the FBI watch list.
Really?
Yeah. You telling me they got that in the library and they're not doing that online? Come on.
Oh yeah, no, without question. If you mention anything about the president or anything, causing any harm to him, yeah, they're gonna catch it before any act goes forward.
Period.
They're coming to your door.
So the question is, everybody keeps looking at it from this one angle. He did this to her. He unalived her to save his career. Nobody realized, like, he's not the first guy in the industry who's an adult messing around with a little girl, getting a little girl knocked up. He's not the first.
Not at
R.
all.
Kelly
Not at
did it
all.
with Aaliyah, married her.
No, without question. Without question.
A company like Interscope, with the kind of money that they're making off of David, could have thrown all kinds of PR and all kinds of money at that situation. Maybe cancel the tour, but then come back a little later, get him to do this, get him to do that, whoopty whoopty woo, have him make his apology, talk about he's misguided, pay the family to go away, not do no interviews, whoopty whoopty woo. Like, taking her life, that seems a little over the top for something
Well,
that could have been fixed
it did
with
make us question as far as them finding the body in his vehicle and not making an arrest, allowing him to go free. Basically, technically, what you
almost a
consider
year. Almost a year. They found that in
exactly.
September. They didn't get him until April. Allegedly, from what they said, she passed away April of 2025, right before Diddy's trial. What you think about the timing of all of this? All that happened, and they were worried about her telling on him. I mean, if they gonna go through everything that they went through, staging that alibi, I think she was going to cop to a lot more than a relationship with David.
Hey, hey,
Like,
I'm
that's
just
the
saying.
kind of stuff you do when you're trying to cover up an international child smuggling ring. That's the kind of stuff you do. But for a pervert, industry's filled with perverts. People forgive them all the time. Keep buying their music, keep going into their shows and listening to all of their stuff, buying their merchandise. But to get rid of her the way they got rid of her, that was to keep something else quiet. And people from the Discord have said on numerous occasions that she wasn't the only little person that he was after. Maybe he was just a good recruiter.
Yeah, man.
For something much bigger. Maybe Celeste was going to talk about that. An incinerator, the pool, the manner in which she was taken out. They want to say that he didn't do it. They can't prove who did it. Well, what were his exact whereabouts that night? The night that they're alleging that she did. What are they trying to say? Because apparently it's on record that he got her an Uber from Lake Elsinore. It's like a good hour outside of LA. He got her, and let's be clear, we all knew her to be a runaway, but she was back and forth home. She would be at home and then she would go off with David. And then she would be at home and then she would go off with David. And then she would be at home and then she would go off with David. So tell me something. Why didn't her family let the authorities know that she had come home any of the times that she came home? Like you just continue to let her be a runaway on paper? Why? How does that make sense?
Yeah, no, they literally said that of course her defense said she might have stabbed herself.
Yeah. You remember being a kid and you're like somebody older than you would like take your hand and make you hit yourself and say, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself. You ever had somebody do that to you when you was a kid?
Come on.
My cousins and my older sister, they used to do that to me when I was a kid. Oh, look at you, you're hitting yourself, you're hitting yourself, you're hitting yourself, whatever the case may be. Like hearing them say that feels as stupid as what I just shared with you is. She did that to herself. She impaled herself. She got in an Uber and she came all the way there just so she could do that there. Yeah. When she said that she was gonna come forward in the text messages, like it's I'm curious to see what the judge is going to say at the end of all of this. I'm just curious. I'm
Yeah,
curious
no,
to
they
see.
they said that some of the evidence that they were showing on the pretrial, people were running out the courtroom. Just they couldn't even
Yeah.
stand to look at the images of what they were seeing.
Well, what they did to that girl's body was awful. And I'm glad that me nor no one from my team is in there because these are images that you can't get out of your head, that you'll never get out of your mind. Um, but what I want people to understand is she's not the only child that ends up like that. You know, when you think about all of the cases that got swept under the rug with the diddler and underage people, I've said it to you on numerous occasions. The music industry is a great place for people to get moved around and to go missing in. I, I think this girl's demise was to cover up something a lot bigger than David Burke. I do not believe he is the only one involved. They said she was with child, and there are text messages, Toy, that prove that, she deleted those pregnancies. The simple fact that she was 12 when they started talking and to start, she was 12. She was 12 years old on a video game. She was leaving home, coming and going as she pleased. Somebody knew something. A lot of people knew something, and a lot of people just see it's the money. The money is the problem. The money is the problem. A lot of people are saying that, the way it seems with her, like maybe this was a girl who was already abused, you know, um, in some way, and her behavior, because the truth is a lot of girls who are essayed as, very young, they get involved into these, inappropriate relationships with people that are much older than them. I mean, I was a young girl who got involved with people who were older than me, who were of age adults. So I know how this works and I get it. It all lines up. Like looking at her case, I think back to my childhood and I think to myself, God has been with me on so many of occasions because there were times I did not have to make it home. I didn't have to make it home. I think that's the thing that hit me when it came to this case with Celeste. I thought about my own runaway years. I thought about my own bad choices that I made, as a kid. All I could think to myself is, man, God has been with me on so many occasions.
Yeah, no, no. You yourself have been through life-threatening situations that mimic even things of this nature. I know you spoke on the past. We don't got to
There
bring it
are
back up with things of
things,
that nature.
there are things that could have happened to me where I could have ended up just like her. So, like I say, for like this case with her, there's something more. There is something more, and there is a very, very, very sick underculture that is attached to the entertainment industry with the transporting and the SA and the ABUs of minors. It is a culture. And David, his music, like, he's been coddled. He was protected. The stuff that he was writing about, the stuff that he was singing about, like, the simple fact that TikTok is doing all of this, all of this censoring now, and they haven't thrown his content off of the platform completely, I don't believe, with the kind of stuff that he's promoting in it. Like the truth is, there should have been a ban on his music. He shouldn't still be averaging 20 million streams a month. Why? Why wasn't his music banned? With the kind of stuff that he's promoting. Romantic HOMO side. What's so hot
Question.
uh, 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 about necromancy? And why is nobody trying to get to the bottom of what happened to her remains from late April when they said it happened all the way up until August? Because it didn't just sit in that car all that time. Was it stored? Where was it stored? Like there's just there were people
I'm telling you, I'm
around.
telling you.
There were people around that knew that girl. Her friends were saying they were getting text messages from her as late as like the first couple weeks of August. She was already gone. Who were they texting? Who were they talking to on her burner phone? Who? She had a burner phone that she had an Instagram account on and she used to talk to her friends. Her friends said it themselves. They were still talking to her as like up until August. She was in the car by then, sitting out there in the street before they towed it away because they parked the car and then he went on tour. Who was they talking to? Well, why is nobody like? I feel like they're doing the same thing they did during Diddy's trial. I feel like they're skating over very, very, very important key points that will lead to people other than David Burke. The Diddy trial, they excluded all evidence and all things that would lead to them being forced to charge other people, which would have made that RICO stick. Like nobody's talking about that. That's what that Diddy trial was all about. Getting rid of and skipping over and not admitting whatever evidence necessary to make this stuff stick. And I feel like they're doing it again with the David case. I do.
Without
The way
question.
things is looking, the way things is looking. But yeah, um, I mean, we don't have to keep talking about this right now. We can come back to it because
Oh
honestly,
yeah,
it was
no,
kind of just like upsetting, and you know, like I'm just pointing it out because I want people to see that there is a concerted effort to protect certain institutions, to protect certain companies, to protect certain organizations.
no, without question. And Jack, what I want to do right now is again thank everyone for coming in and everyone who has supported, has donated. Of course, we would love to keep this live going all night, but we're actually gonna, not stay on too long. We might, of course, bring again Jack back and do an actual real life Street Stars interview. But Jack, before we get off, and again, thank everyone for donating and continue to donating through the Cash
Yes,
App, through the GoFundMe. I'm just curious on your take on the LeBron, the King, coming to your city. I just got to get your take real quick.
I have no take. I feel sorry for the city. I
Oh,
do.
they were. I thought you were going to be happy for the city of
Oh, I feel
brotherly
sorry for
love.
Philadelphia. I feel sorry for Philadelphia because he's only there to take from that city. He's only there to take from that city. This is not a philanthropist. I mean, I think people are just excited. It reminds me of when they brought Charles Barkley to Philly. Like people get excited. I don't know why. Like, cause I think this is his retirement plan. Like he's just coming in for 8 million.
Yeah, 8 million. He plans to retire at least within 2 years.
That's a hell of a pay cut. And
But
he's
that's
a
the love,
selfish.
though. That's the brotherly love.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's brotherly love. I think it's brotherly business, and they're getting him ready for his ESPN commentating job. Charles Barkley is getting old, and Shaq is a little oversaturated. It's another. What I mean, I think it was kind of like when they got excited about Russell Wilson going to going to Pittsburgh. Like, how did that play out?
Oh man, let's not talk about that.
I just feel like it's just, it's a lot of talk. We'll see what happens. I don't think he's gonna come there to do anything great, in my opinion. I don't see it. Um, I hope Philly profits off of this, but yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not all that excited about it.
I was like LeBron coming to Philly. I just seen a preview for a movie called I Play Rocky. It looks actually interesting. I said, okay, Philly's getting a good look. This go around.
They are getting Philly a little bit of attention, and I guess Philly could use some decent attention considering what's actually happening in Philly. I mean, I don't know, like with all of this stuff, are they gonna go down there to you know are they gonna get out there and clean up them streets? Are they gonna get all of those addicts off the street and all those homeless people off the street? Like there's a lot wrong with Philadelphia, and there's a lot of things that people aren't talking about. Money is bad. The economy is bad. People are in bad situations. The streets are getting very, very, very dangerous now. So I'm like to me, the idea of bringing LeBron there and making a big deal about it and creating new movies and franchises, it's like if you're going to raise this money to help fix the city, then that's great. But I don't know. It just seems like a distraction, so people won't pay attention to what's going on. Um, is it good for morale? I guess so. But I'm not a LeBron James fan. I'm not. I'm not. Not at all. Anybody who disrespects the legacy of Michael Jordan to try to make himself seem to be greater than is not, in my opinion, like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll
We'll
see. I
see.
hope they have a good. I hope he plays well. Like I hope he gives it the Iverson effort.
There you go. A good
Like
Iverson effort.
I
We'll
hope
take
I
that.
hope. Well, no, when Iverson played in Philly, every season that he played in Philly, he gave it his all because he actually cared about trying to make the franchise greater or whatever the case may be. I hope that's the case. But considering the kind of prima donna Lil Bronny is, I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna see. I mean, maybe him and we can get some good commentary between him and Stephen A. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Good luck. Congratulations. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like all excited about having him in the city because that's how Philly be. Like you saw how excited they was to have a Jigga Man there just for the picnic and ooh, Bronny and people keep forgetting that Bronny likes throwing up that rock symbol. Like
Yeah.
I mean, like I
Well,
don't want to. I'm not gonna waste
well,
nobody's party. Like I'm not gonna. I know the Sixers franchise is an interesting franchise, and I know they do interesting business. And when they do certain things, it's not for what's best for the city; it's what's best for the franchise. So we'll see.
there you go. There you go. So
But
what I want to do,
congratulations.
congratulations to Philly and whoever's positively affected by all of this. Congratulations to to y'all. Well, Jack, I will say this, man. I gotta thank you. Thank you for taking the time out to even do this. I know we as real life street stars wanted to kind of do something to try to get you back into a situation, and I want you to end off with basically just letting us know, what this legal fund, what getting it up to the amounts that it needs to get to, what it will do for you. Again, we would love to have you back on the couch physically. You can't move around as you would like to until we handle this. So, if you don't
Yeah,
mind,
I'm
just kind
I'm
of
not going to. I'm not going to. I don't think it's safe for me or safe for anybody else. I don't. I don't think people understand exactly how my life has been compromised or the danger that I've been put into. I don't think anyone understands that the way the law was weaponized against me. And see, people also need to realize that all of this happened before Diddy got arrested. Like, it's the context and the timing. These charges were put into place. These things, these these efforts, they were to quell me, to shut me up, to get me offline. Remember, the Cassie tape had just come out. He hadn't even been arrested yet. He didn't get arrested until that September. These issues with Dallas didn't go to the level that they are now until August, right before. I'll never forget somebody who I honestly believe was working to sabotage me in my efforts. I'll never forget the day that Diddy got arrested. And he called me and said, "You did it, Jag. They really taking him down." And then that's when we realized, okay, it's time to move around because we had a situation that was being used to sabotage my efforts and to sabotage my voice. Like all of this stuff was put there to stop me from speaking, to stop what actually ended up happening from happening. So I think it's just time for, my support base, for those who really support me. Like I said, 7,500 people out of the millions of people who have seen me, heard my name, know that I'm telling the truth, know that I've done it at my own personal expense, know that with all of the money that has been made off of my name, whether it was so-called supporting me or mocking me, most of that money I'll never see and never came to me. If we can get 7,500 people to just donate $10, that'll get us the $75,000 that we need to pay for the federal attorney that we have found and to pay for the investigators that we need to make sure that all of the evidence of everything that we've been keeping and we've been tracking and we've been cataloging can go to proper use to not just get these charges dealt with, but to bring justice to the people who have done a lot of the damage that they've done to my personal life, to my ability to live a normal life, to my ability to earn money, just my life, my liberty, my pursuit of happiness. I'm an American citizen, just like everybody else. Nobody should have to go through the kind of persecution that I've gone through for doing nothing more than just telling the truth. There's something very wrong in this nation where people are afraid to tell the truth. And yet, we have nothing but people who like to tell lies, who get publicized, who get clipped, who get shared. I know a lot of things that I've said, a lot of people thought were inflammatory and, oh, she's just doing it to be dramatic. Yeah, well, I want y'all to look at this David Burke case and the demise of Celeste Hernandez, or should I say Celeste Rivas Hernandez, and ask yourself, have I not been speaking against what ended up happening to that child for years? I don't think people are paying attention. And people need to start looking at the industry for the kind of dangerous characters that they promote. How is promoting David any different than promoting Diddy? If you really want to show me some respect or honor in any way, if you want to keep me in the position where I'm able to keep standing up for it and speaking up for these very, very, very important issues that are affecting our society and our future, please donate. And I don't know, not to be petty, but if Chud the Builder can raise $250,000 in less than a week, and he's a lying racist piece of shit, I think we should be able to get to the 75,000 that we're trying to get to, so that I can get the help that I need to keep going and doing what I've been doing. Does that explain it good enough, Joker?
That explains it well enough. Jack, once again, I got to say thank you. It's my birthday weekend. And I
Oh,
said I appreciate you for
congratulations.
taking time.
Salute.
Yeah, just another year around the sun. And but for you to take time out to sit down with us, I definitely appreciate you for doing so.
Thank you
We're gonna
for
come up with
thank
some
you for
more
the
ideas.
offer.
Yes, no, without question. What I'm gonna do is, Jaguar, I'm gonna let you, ease on out of here. I'm actually gonna keep this stream open for like another 30 minutes. I'm gonna actually allow some people who I'm gonna put the link of the StreamYard in the comments so you can watch from YouTube or something. But I'm gonna actually put the link in the comments, and I'm gonna let people come in if they are respectful. Again, I just want to kind of give people more time to, you know, if they have time to donate, whatever they got to do, just kind of keep that movement active for a little bit longer. But Jaguar, I got to say, man, thank you so much. Thank you for your mission. Thank you for your voice. Thank you for just your just abundance and wealth of knowledge in regards to just, everything that you've learned and the wisdom you have. We appreciate you for giving it to us. But with that being said, again, Cruelty Free Artistry is the Cash App. If you can't type the link in, just go to GoFundMe.com, search Jaguar Wright. You will see her picture. You'll see, I believe, the first hint is at 16,000. We're going to get to the next tier. So you'll see that. Again, donate, log in if you need to. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us. You can reach out to Jag. Again, we will, of course, give any information we get to Jag. But again, I got to say, Jaguar, thank you so much. I'm going to open up the phone lines for people to tap in. You can watch from behind the stage or whatever, but thank you so much, Jag. We'll see you soon, very soon, and we'll go from there.
All right. Peace. Thanks, Joker.
Bye. All right, y'all. That was Jaguar Wright. That was Jaguar Wright live and local. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give some people the ability to come on this live. You ain't got to put your face on. You could if you want to, but I'm going to give people the ability to come on live. I want to give some more time to donate. I'm going to put Jaguar's Cash App on the screen. The GoFundMe is at the bottom. You can see again. You could just go to Jaguar Wright. But let me put the link in the comments. And if anybody wants to jump in and just speak their 2 cents, you have the Real Life Street Stars platform to do it on. So tread lightly, I guess. 1 second. You'll see the stream in 1 second. All right. As you can see, I put the StreamYard link. If anybody want to jump in here, raise hell, praise, this is your time. This is your time. Once I see somebody come in, I'm going to invite you up. So let's have fun with it. Be respectful, please. If you're not respectful, I will have to remove you from it. But I don't mind adding a few people in at once. If more people want to talk to each other, hit that StreamYard link you see in the comments. And again, this is for Jaguar Wright. As again, Jaguar Wright did not decide to do this. She did not say, hey, I want to do some type of live and ask for money. I suggested that Jaguar Wright, I believe Real Life Street Stars has a fan base that it's a community that will look out for each other. So if we do try to help you, get past your legal woes, help you travel more, I think she could, actually move around. So we reached out to her. She said she'll do it. And we know 2 hours in, it was done. She spoke her truth and she would love to be able to move around. And, again, I just thank everyone who did donate. I know people are looking like Real Life Street Stars or won't y'all donate? Won't y'all give us some? We did donate. We did give. We will always give. Again, Jaguar Wright is an ally. If anybody thinks anything different, take it up with your Lord and Savior, I guess. It is Joker's birthday. It is 2020 Vision's birthday. It is Dirt Beats, who was, of course, the runner of Hennies and Halos. It is his birthday. It's a lot of people's birthday. And we're just celebrating life. And in the meantime, we're trying to make sure we look out. We have situations like the David and Celeste situation. We got the TikToker who got unalived by finding that her husband was a PDFer and outed him with the Netflix doc, and he took his own life right after taking hers. So it's not all cakes and ice cream out here in the world. There are a lot of people with a lot of problems, and we definitely do want to make sure we address that. But again, thank you for all the love. Yes, thank you for the birthday love. I appreciate it. Again, thanks, Jag, for coming on and just doing her thing. I'm looking at it. I see people dropping off the live. I don't see people coming on to talk. So I was going to keep the live open for about another 20, 30 minutes, but yeah, I'm not going to talk. I got birthday shenanigans to get into. So if no one's going to jump in, I just want to say thank everyone who, of course, watches the show, watches Three Stars. We just did a very good interview with Omar Gooding. We have Johnny Damn D, the creator of The Bin. That dropped today. We have, of course, Omar and what is his name? Omar and Michael Fishman, who played DJ and Roseanne. That interview just dropped, and we have a very great interview with Michael Fishman by himself. A very epic interview. Derek Grace II came through. We got an interview with him coming up, and also we brought your favorite actor, Black Diesel, in all your Tubi movies. Kamel Hassan. He came in and did another great interview. So y'all stay tuned to the channel. We got some dope stuff coming, man. This Mo 3 trial, we're gonna try to cover a little more. So we're gonna get some people that you may not have heard of that has a lot to say about the Mo 3 trial coming in the next couple of weeks. So we're gonna put that out for the world. And again, I know that in itself is 5 years in the making. So yeah, just thank you everyone who, of course, watches the Street Stars, been following us for the years, the decades, however long we've been doing it. Every view matters, every comment matters, every subscriber is appreciated. And I just want to say thank you all. Have a blessed day, I guess. And yeah, if there's no more to talk about, we're gonna end the stream. Thank you guys. Please be sure to donate Jaguar Wright Legal Fund. The Cash App is Cruelty Free Artistry, not with two Y's at the end. That is a fake account. Cruelty Free Artistry, spelled exactly like it says. And the GoFundMe, if you don't want to type in the link I just put in, just go to GoFundMe.com and search Jaguar Wright. And thank you to everyone who donated, even if it's just $1. We appreciate you tonight. And we'll see you guys soon. Thanks.